Not every good thing is our thing, and sometimes that's hard to say. We're going to talk about how to know when to say no. Up next, listen in. So when I was in high school, super excited to get my first job, and I worked a bunch of different jobs throughout high school. I had trouble staying employed. So I worked at Six Flags, loved that job. Ran the Screaming Eagle, the roller coaster, super fun. I worked at Hardee's. I did not love that job and still can't eat there to this day. I worked cleaning houses for people. Also not a fan, not very good at it. Honestly, I don't even clean my own house. I was a window model for a month until they were like, I don't know if we want this guy representing our brand. So then I lost that golden opportunity to be a rich and famous supermodel. But the first job I ever had was at the Skateaway. Running the skate floor, working concessions. It was super fun. And when I went to get that job, man, I was pursuing Jesus hardcore, right? Like I was taking notes on Sunday morning, and I was in my own little Bible study, and I was in a discipleship group, and I was really concerned that saying yes to this really great job might mean that I wasn't able to say yes to these other things that were also super important to me. So I had to weigh what good thing I was gonna say yes to. And fortunately, I ended up having a conversation with the manager as I was interviewing, and I said, you know, my faith walk's pretty important to me, and I would love to be able to work here, but I also need to have Sunday mornings off and Wednesday nights off, and when I'm gone for summer camp, they were great. They gave it to me, and so I ended up being able to say yes to a couple of really great things and not have to say no to the thing that I love the most, which was good. It doesn't always work out that way, right? I was cast in our high school play as the lead. It was a play actually written by a student in our school, so it was really cool. But the dialogue had a cuss word in it. Only one, but I was just like, I can't do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want my faith to be misrepresented because I said a cuss word in this play dialogue. So I said, please let me change the verbiage. Can I use a different word? They're like, nope, we're going to do it as written. And so I ended up having to quit the play. Because I didn't want to do that. I had to say no to a really good thing. So sometimes we have yeses that are great yeses and we lean all the way in. And sometimes there's a great thing in front of us and we could say yes, but it's not our yes to say. And sometimes it can be tough to say no to things like that because there's so much fun, or we just really love doing it, or it's such a great opportunity. But not every yes is your yes. So let's talk about it. We're going to look at Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. For we are God's masterpiece. Me and you, like the best thing he's ever done. We are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can go do the good things that he planned for us long ago. So there are a lot of good things in our sphere of life, but some of those things Jesus planned just for us to do. And it can be really tricky sometimes trying to discern what those things are. We want to say yes to all the good things. I want to serve at church, and I want to go on the mission trip, and I want to do summer camp, and I want to get a summer job, and I want to do all the yes things. But there are some things that Jesus prepped at the beginning for us to say yes to, and some things that he says to say no to. And we even see Jesus saying no to some really good things. We're going to check it out. We're in Mark chapter 5, and it's a story about a man who was demon possessed. So they arrived at the other side of the lake in the region of the Gerasenes. When Jesus climbed out of the boat, a man possessed by an evil spirit came out from the tombs to meet him. This man had lived in the burial caves and could no longer be restrained, even with chains. Whenever he was put into chains and shackles, as he often was, he snapped the chains from his wrists and smashed the shackles. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Day and night he wandered among the burial caves and in the hills, howling and cutting himself with sharp stones. This guy had serious trouble, right? This was not some run-of-the-mill, accidentally heal somebody who's got a little hangnail. This was a big deal that Jesus was about to embark on with this man. He had been living this way forever. So let's see what Jesus does, because it's actually fascinating. So then those who had seen what happened told the others about the demon-possessed man and the pig, right? What happened? Jesus healed that guy. So the guy was crazed. He'd been living this way forever. Jesus healed him. He cast all these demons into these pigs and they ran off the side of the cliff, and read the story yourself. It's all there in Mark. And when people heard about it, they couldn't stop talking about it because it was such a monumental moment. And if it was monumental for the people who were watching it happen, how do you think it felt to the guy that it actually happened to, or were fortunate to know, because scripture says in verse 18, as Jesus was getting into the boat, so Jesus arrived on a boat, he did his business, and then he gets back in the boat to leave, right? As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. But Jesus said, no, go home to your family and tell them everything the Lord has done for you and how merciful he has been. So the man started off to visit the 10 towns of the region and began to proclaim the things that Jesus had done for him, and everyone was amazed at what he told them. Now think about this for a minute. This guy says, Jesus, please let me come with you. I want to be your disciple. I want to be in the boat with you. I want to go where you go. I want to follow every single thing. That sounds like a great thing. And Jesus told him no. Why would Jesus tell him no to doing something so great? Jesus told him no because Jesus had a different job for him to do. So even though this thing was a really good thing that the demon-possessed man wanted to do, Jesus had something different in mind for him. And sometimes these options present themselves to us and they seem really great. I really want to dive into another Bible study. I really want to try to lead in a connect group. I really want to volunteer in my community. I really want to fill in the blank. But what is Jesus asking you to do? What is the good work, as we heard in Ephesians, that he has set out for you to do from ages ago? He has a plan. How do you figure that out, right? It's tough. You got all these good opportunities sitting in front of you. How do you figure out which one? Well, I want to give you 5 things to think about as you're trying to discern what is my yes? What is the thing I need to say yes to, and what good things should I be saying no to? First, slow down. When an opportunity presents itself to you, you don't have to jump on it right that second. It's okay to say, give me some time to think about it. Let me do some research. Let me compare and contrast. I have spreadsheet thinkers who live in my house. My kids love spreadsheets. And so they'll lay out opportunities and they'll put them all on spreadsheets and they'll evaluate like what's good, what's bad. That means that often people don't get their instant yes. They need to marinate on it a little bit. They got to think about it a little bit. It's okay to slow down and not say an immediate yes to an immediate ask. It's also a really good idea to pray about it, which sounds like it's a little bit of a given if you're a Christ follower. But Jesus, if he has a work set out for you at the beginning, he's smart enough to be able to help you figure out what that work is if you ask him. So when a couple of good things present themselves, ask Jesus which one. Is it both? Is it none? Is there something coming around the corner, Jesus, and I should be holding open for that? Jesus can speak to you through his word. He speaks to you through common sense. He speaks to you through a sense of personal peace. He can tell you. He also can tell you through the people that have earned the right to speak spiritual truth to you. So seek wise counsel. Talk with your parents. Talk to your youth pastor. Talk to a trusted adult or a friend that you know is following Jesus and say, this good thing is in front of me. What should I do? What do you think I should do? What am I missing here? What am I not seeing? And then try some things out. Just because you say yes to a thing doesn't mean you have to do that thing forever. Try it out. You know what I think? That sounds like fun. I think I might like to coach that little league team. let me try that out. Let me come and be an assistant coach for a semester. Try out the thing that you think is a good thing. And then finally, submit to it. When Jesus gives you a good thing and you should say yes, and all these things have come into an alignment that say, this is your yes, don't let anything else deter you from that. Say yes to the things that Jesus is asking you to say yes to. Not every good thing is your good thing. You got to figure out what are the right good things that you should be saying yes to, and what are some good things that you should say no to, because Jesus planned out a work for you before you were even born, and you're not going to be deterred from that work.
Hey, what's up, friends? My name is Nick. So excited to have you join us for this video. And we just want to let you know that we are a local church in the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if you're local to here and you're in 6th grade through 12th grade, we would love to invite you to come check us out Wednesday nights in person or Sunday mornings. But if you're not, or if you're just not ready to do that, we also want to let you know that we love interacting with you here online. So whether it's these long form videos or some of our YouTube shorts, or hang out with us over on TikTok or Instagram, we are hoping to provide inspirational, creative, fun, silly content every single day, ultimately all with the aim of helping you take meaningful next steps in your faith to Jesus. If there's any way and anything, any prayer that we can offer for you as a pastor, we would love to invite you to do that. Hit us up in the DMs or shoot us a message some way, somehow. Until next time, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching this video. We're excited to be with you.